Okay, right now I have this head. So guys, you have to mirror the head, the half. So do this. Don't do it right now. You can do it right now, but the mirror should be due um, like at the end when you finish modeling everything. But right now I'm just showing you guys how to model here because some of you might want to do the hair. Um, so I'm gonna select this polygon head and I'm gonna go to modify, make live. Okay, so once this is live, it will turn up to like a green wireframes, look like that. Then I'm gonna go to create curve tools, EP curve tool. So first of all, you're gonna know how the hair grows in your character's head. So this is a human head, right? If it's a human head, we all know there's a middle point somewhere around here that the hair grows out like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is how I would do. So I will probably pick this point as the point that the hair starts. Okay? So I'm gonna click around here, then trying to draw a curve. Trying to draw a curve like that. Hit enter when you finish, and hit G so that you can draw another curve. And then when you finish it, just hit enter, and then hit G to draw. Well, oops. Hit G to draw another curve. So, okay. Hit G again. Start from here to draw a curve. Here. Hit G. Just repeat this.
Look at that show going. I tried drawing the.
So my character here, if I look at the my reference images, I can see how my hair shaped. So it's kind of around that position. That's why I'm drawing the lines to that position. So it depends on how you do it. If your hair is a girl's like long hair, you probably want to do something like this. The same thing. It starts from here, right? If you hit G, but the girl's hair goes like long, like that. Okay. So, but make sure when you are doing the girl's hair, make sure that it has the whole torso, because when you draw on a polygon, it ends at where the polygon ends. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have some here. I need some here, right? So
So you have to pair the torso to it as well, right?
so I have some here.
Bless you. Yeah. Mm. And how do you make it unlive?
I'm not there yet. Right now.
I might need a review of the polygon create tool.
So I'm just gonna do this really quick. You guys can add more details by yourself, but I will just trying to finish this as fast as I can.
How long does it take to make the hair?
It takes a while, but it's not that. But it's not that. It's not that. It's not too complicated. So there's some. Maybe some here grows here.
So I have the hair, but how do I make it curvy when I make it not live?
If you make it live, make it curvy than not live.
I'm just wondering on how to better model my head that I'm working on right now.
Well, this isn't about that. It's about her.
Well, I'll be doing the darn ding ding bitter.
Oh my god.
You better screw off me in the direction, boy.
Okay, so right now I have a bunch of like here, right? So after I finish all this, I'm going to select the geometry, go to modify, make not live. So you detach them so that this lines doesn't because you don't draw the lines anymore. So next thing I'm gonna do is I probably have to like lock this polygon because I only want to select this curves.
How do I lock them?
You just create a new layer and make it the R mode, which is not modified. You cannot edit it. Okay, so once I have this here curves, so here is the fun part. Right now they're kind of like on the surface of the head. I want to make them a little bit like a little bit above the head. So what I can do is, if you click one curve, there's control vertices. You can actually modify them like that. So I want to make them a little bit like kind of,
So what was that tool you used again?
You just right click control vertices, just like you modeling things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you kind of like bring out the here out a little bit, like make sure it's not like really stick on the
Stick under the skin.
on the skin. Yeah, at least bring them out, right? So as you can see here, like I still like have a hair going out like that.
So you want me proper into this?
So this might take a while, but there's some easy way to do it, which is, as you notice, I use a soft selection, right? So if you go to soft selection here, right now it's volume. It's only gonna change one curve. If I change to global and increase the fall off radius, it's gonna affect the whole thing. So if I bring out like that, you can bring out everything like that. Maybe he has like here like that, but that's too much. So I'm just gonna decrease the fall off around like 2. So when I modify this one, if I move it up, the rest of them move up a little bit so that I don't have to modify them one by one. Does that sound like
Yeah.
a good way, right? So, you
What if
know,
you're giving them like that old man hair where it's a couple of like strands of hair on the
Dear God, not that one.
well, I will show you how, okay? Something around here, you know, you want to bring them out, you know, bring out the hair a little bit, look like that.
Oh God.
What kind of hair are you giving yours?
That's the kind of hair I'm doing. But it's not gonna be on the character, I'm just using it as a example for
Oh God.
if I had a penny for every time you said that, I'd have like 1,000,000 pennies.
But you know, still the hair is like still like attached to the head, so you don't want to make it too like too away like that. So just a little bit, you know, detach the head would be fine. So this is how I did it. Maybe here I have to bring out a little bit more. Okay, that's good enough. So right now I sort kind of like have a hair like sticking out a little bit. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna save this in case it crashes. Okay, so after I finish this, I'm gonna turn off the soft selection because you know it's gonna affect the whole thing, and you know I'm gonna turn it off. Okay, so next thing would be the fun part. Okay. Oops, let me just hide this really quick. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the curves and I'm gonna create a circle. Alright?
Yeah.
Then right now it's on the bottom of the grid. I'm just gonna bring it up, make it like next to my head so that I can, you know, see it very easily. Then I'm gonna go to channel box, go to the input. If the default is has 8 sections. Do you know what 8 section mean? So if you right click, control vertices, it has 8 dots. It's too many dots. I don't want too many dots for some reason. That's what I learned. Like you don't need too many dots. So I'm just gonna type 4. So only 4 dots for easy modifications. Right, then go back to the object mode. So with this circle selected, I will go hold on Shift and select one of the hair. Then I'm gonna go to surfaces, extrude option. Don't just click it. Click on that little box on the right. Okay? So I don't know if you guys still remember before when we are using a circle and a curve, we created a banana. Can anybody still remember it?
No.
No?
You know, I feel like we might have done that, but I just can't picture it.
I
Yeah.
don't think we've ever done that.
It's okay.
Is there a way we could just leave control vertices on so every time I click on a different line, it doesn't have to go back to the regular thing?
Yeah, you go into selection.
Yeah, you could. There's a hotkey for just the vertice mode, but I forgot which that is. I have to check it out. Anyway, so when I open these options, I'm gonna go to you know, reset the settings first. So the style would be tube, add path, component, you know, everything like line up on the right basically. Then instead of NURBS, I will do polygons. After you select polygon, it has more options here. So I will just select quads and control points. So this is how I set it up. And then if I hit apply, it creates a polygon.
That was one weird haircut.
But right now, this is like a huge piece of hair,
Looks like a fun piece of our hair.
right? So, and it's black. Do you guys know why it is black?
What's that?
Not quite.
Because it's kind of inversed.
Inversed.
Yeah. So when you render it, it's not inverse, but for easy modeling, you probably want to reverse it. So you can select it and go to mesh display, hit reverse, so it will reverse to the normal part. Right now this is like big, right? So this is the fun part. If you go click here and you kind of like adjust it, you can adjust the thickness about the hair. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I feel like oh, this thickness would be good enough, like something like that.
How'd you do that again?
I just, because I extrude that curve based on this circle, so I can modify this circle to just change the thickness of the hair.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes?
Can you change the thickness of multiple hairs with one circle?
Yes. So that's how you do it. So after you extrude everything single hair, then you modify them all together or one by one. I'm gonna show you later. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and select this, shift select this here and hit apply. Repeat all these steps, hit apply. It's gonna take a while. I tried to select them all, but it doesn't work that way. You have to do it one by one.
One by one.
So apply. Apply. Remember, I have to select the circle first. Shift select the curve later. Apply.
Circle first.
Apply. Apply.
It's gonna be difficult to remember.
It's okay. This lecture is recorded. You can watch it as many times as you want.
I'm still struggling with head now that this nerves thing has been introduced. I think it's helped a lot. So
See reggae?
Yeah. You rig
That's a stereotype. Yeah, you could be.
White.
Yeah. I know white people that have dreads.
Really?
Yeah.
We don't have the right to that word.
What?
I was just saying we didn't have the right to say the word really.
Why? Really?
So you see, some of them are reversed, some of them are not. So we only need to reverse those reversed, like the black polygons. Okay, so I think that's pretty much of it, right? Did I miss any lines?
No.
I don't see any.
Didn't see any? Okay. So this is fine for me. Then I'm gonna select these black polygons and reverse them. Reverse,
Scissors with that one?
reverse. Alright. reversed. I think this thickness is fine with me. If you want to make it like that, if he doesn't have a lot of here, you can make it look like that. But in my case, I think he looks more like this. So if you hit 3, you see the the smooth mode, right?
And 1 reverses the 3, right?
Yeah.
That's one versus.
So this is just for previews. It's not really smoothing. So don't ever smooth anything when you are not sure, okay? Because the smooth feature is not reversible. If you smooth it, it's not gonna be unsmooth. There's options like unsmooth,
That's really great. Wow.
but it's pretty, it's not that good. So don't smooth it until you're like pretty sure it's gonna look like good in smooth mode. Okay. Right now, all of them have the holes at the end. So do you know how we're gonna do it? We're gonna,
I think I know.
we're gonna select them all, right?
So you select them all.
And then I'm gonna,
Vegetable.
mesh combine them so they are one piece of thing together. Then I'm gonna go to I think mesh, right? No, edit mesh. There's a fill hole. I can't find it. Where's the fill holes? Oh, here. So if I click this, all the holes gonna be filled. There's no holes at the end. If I hit 1, 3, you can see it looks like that, right?
So 1 reverses the effects of 3.
Mm-hmm.
3 is smooth, 2. That's 1.
So this is basically how you
You
do
make
it
them
here.
fat. You make them like
I wonder if
the
you can
lines
make your
really
grid fat.
What techniques do we use to model the head?
But right now it still doesn't look like here that much.
It looks like hair.
It looks like spaghetti.
So what are you gonna do next is you're gonna sculpt them a little bit. Alright, so there's a sculpting tool, right? So when you are sculpting this, you probably wanna, usually the starting point is thicker and the point is like pointy, right? Right now the end point is pretty big too. So what you can do is you go to the sculpting tool, and when you open the sculpting sculpting options, there's a strength. So if you hold on B and drag it, left mouse drag, you can adjust the the thing. So I can just like pull out this a little. It's not working. Maybe it's not.
There it goes.
Okay, hold on. So right now they're all combined, right? I need to go to mesh, separate them one by one, and then I go to smooth mode like that, and I go here so that I can do it a little bit better. Let me just Sculpting. This is pull, right?
Heard the Flash episode last time was kind of bad.
Mm.
What?
I'm gonna make this thicker. You know, the bottom part should be like a little bit thicker. But how do I make this a little bit pointy? Is I can use the relax tool. So if I keep just, you know, relaxing this, it's gonna become like pointy.
So it's that one that's like orange on one side and white on the other.
Yeah. Let me- Okay, so this is not, it's blocking it. So I'm just gonna use this one. So if I use the relax tool here, it can become pointy like that.
So that's holding and moving around the mouse.
Ah,
Oh, this is fucking.
you can also go to like vertices to kind of like you know, to modify a little bit so that it looks like pointy. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
You know, something like that. So it looks more like a here. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm just gonna end it here. So